Okay, are you all ready? Time. Before I ever tamped my first espresso or poured my first milk beverage, I loved playing with Lego blocks. Each day, I could use these blocks to build something different, from an airplane one day to a spaceship the next. In coffee, I found different building blocks. Each coffee, each ingredient, each extraction brings different ways to build. And like Lego, we can use these blocks to build something new each day. We'll begin with our milk course, followed by our signature course. At this table, we have the tools and ingredients that we can use to build different flavors using the same coffee for both courses. Later, we'll move to this table for our espresso course to use different building blocks to build a new spaceship. As we begin to build, it can be helpful to start with instructions. So today you have menus with all of the notes that you'll need for your evaluations, and I'll give you plenty of time to enjoy each course. Let's begin. We begin with our milk course and our first building block of coffee. I'm sharing a Maracatura variety with you from Finca Las Flores in Pitalito, Colombia. This coffee is a perfect example of how we can use building blocks to create different flavors. To create different flavors, Johan Vergara processes this coffee in two different ways. First, by taking half of the Maracatura and processing using yeast inoculation in a biomaster, controlling time and temperature for 80 hours. This gives us the building block of intensity in this coffee. Next, Johan processes the second half of the coffee, in a shorter 24-hour fermentation without additional yeast. This gives us the building block of complexity in this coffee. Together, we find the building blocks of complexity and intensity together in this Maracatura. These flavors are building blocks for our signature and milk course. First, in our milk course, we'll be using intensity to create a dessert-like expression with this coffee. And in our signature course, we'll use the complexity of the Maracatura to build new flavors. I'm using the same espresso recipe for both courses, 21 grams in, 28 grams out, to find balance with new ingredients. I'm preparing these extractions in advance, and I'll be placing them in this insulated vessel to control temperature until it's time to build our signature course. Now, in our milk course, I can build a milk to harmonize with the Maracatura to create dessert-like flavors. So today I'm starting with 60% of full cream dairy for richness. Then building new flavor with 20% of oat milk for sweetness. Then 20% of pistachio milk for creaminess. I then use a Thermomix food processor to concentrate flavors, intensifying sweetness and concentrating by 30%. I call this milk super milk. Building a new milk to harmonize with the Maracatura using familiar flavors allows me to create a more complex expression with this Maracatura for your milk course today. I'm building my milk beverages with 50 grams of this super milk. In your milk course, you'll find flavors, if you'll please write these down, of peach, melon, and dark chocolate. Now, as I serve your milk beverages, please perform your visual assessments, but wait for my instructions to taste. I'll be stirring your milk beverages for you to harmonize flavors. Please take a sip of water now from your glasses to cleanse your palates. There you are. And that one's yours. Now to roast the Maracatura, I built a new profile with low energy up front and a high energy later in the roast for a high rate of rise and momentum. Using a stronghold roaster, this gives my Maracatura clarity of flavor and balance when pairing with new ingredients. And this one's for you. Now, as I stir your milk beverages, this is where we begin to build, just like Lego, expanding our imagination for what we can build next. Please enjoy your milk beverages. Thank you. Welcome back. In our next course, we can assemble a signature beverage using the Maracatura and new ingredients. As we assemble flavors with coffee, we find new ways to use building blocks. And in this course, we can use sweetness, acidity, and pleasant bitterness to transform the Maracatura. For sweetness, my first ingredient, I have 30 grams of Maracatura coffee chaff. I'm using this ingredient in conjunction with a 1-to-1 white sugar solution. This is a product of our roasting process, and this creates vanilla-like sweetness that transforms the Maracatura's intensity into a new flavor of apricot in your signature course. My next ingredient is clarified super milk, 40 grams. In our milk course, we use this ingredient to create dessert-like flavors. With the addition of citrus, we transform this ingredient and the Maracatura's complexity to create new flavors of raspberry and yellow peach. Finally, for pleasant bitterness, I have 30 grams of a cacao lavender extraction. I prepared this ingredient using the Thermomix with 10 grams of cacao and 1 gram of lavender. This warm ingredient creates synergy between coffee and ingredients and represents my role as a barista to bring these flavors together for you today. Finally, 2 extractions of the Maracatura prepared to the same recipe as my milk course. Now, I'll be using this low RPM immersion blender to create a silky texture. Please write down the flavor descriptors for this course. You'll taste apricot, raspberry, yellow peach, and a floral aftertaste. Please wait for my instructions to taste these beverages, and when you do, please take 2 sips for your evaluations. In this signature course, we build new flavors with the Maracatera. We expand our imagination for what we can build and find new ways to use building blocks each day. Please enjoy your signature course. Time check, please. Time check, please. Thank you. Welcome back. Just like we can build a milk and signature course together, I'm excited to share the espresso course that I built for you. Please, starting with you, if you could join me on this side of the table. You can go all the way down where each of you will find an espresso in front of you. Once you're there, please perform your visual assessments and then wait until after I call time to taste. This course is the spaceship that I can build for you using different building blocks of 2 Panama geishas, 1 natural for fruit complexity, and 1 washed for floral sweetness, flavors that begin at Hacienda La Esmeralda that I can build together for you in your cups. Today, brewing in these coffees in equal parts and a 1 to 2.3 brew ratio gives your espressos flavors of jasmine, orange, and orange blossom. There's a medium weight, a silky and juicy texture, and an aftertaste of orange blossom. Now, as I stir your espressos, each one of us has our own building blocks that have brought us together to this stage. Today, ours have been coffee, from each course that we've shared to this espresso in front of you. And tomorrow, yours might be different. Whether you're playing with Lego or on a world championship stage, you can use your own building blocks to build your own spaceship. Please enjoy your espressos. Time.
And that was our final competitor.